Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
We are a nation in decline.
Experts are preparing for what is known as Disease X, or the next pandemic.
What we are seeing is a revolution against the system.
Well, welcome everybody to a live show. Breaking news. We've got the special counsel report. It's called the report on the investigation into unauthorized removal, retention, and disclosure of classified documents discovered at locations including the Penn Biden Center and the Delaware private residence of President Joseph R. Biden Jr. And this is breaking, but let's not forget the Tucker Putin interview coming out very soon ahead of us. People are saying this is the distraction, folks. This is the distraction. But you know what? I think this is just another ball for us to juggle in the onslaught of crazy news in this cycle. It's just insane. So thank you all for tuning in. Please share, please like, and all that good stuff. I appreciate that. And Jonathan, my day is going well. I hope your day is going well too. I appreciate that. You are plugged in and ready to go. And Army Mom's in here. Hey, everyone. Hey, Army Mom. Good to see you and everybody else. Holy moly. Let's talk about this report that's coming out right now. Let's talk about it. Why don't we? First of all, the report is 388 pages long. I have yet to go through the whole entire thing. It is so boring, but people are tearing through it faster than you could say 25th Amendment, boot Joe Biden out of there. This thing does not make him look good, although they do say that no criminal charges will be held against him. He's just old and senile, so we're going to give him a break. That's essentially what they said. We got a statement from President Joe Biden today after this was released, and let's just see what he has to say. And they say it's from Joe Biden, but let's face it, he didn't write this thing. He's probably taking his afternoon nap. But let's see what they say. Statement from President Joe Biden or his staff. It says here, quote, the special counsel released today its findings about its look into my handling of classified documents. I was pleased to see they reached the conclusion I believed all along they would reach, that there would be no charges brought in this case and the matter is now closed. This was an exhaustive investigation going back more than 40 years, even into the 1970s when I was a young senator. I cooperated completely, threw up no roadblocks, and sought no delays. In fact, I was so determined to give the special counsel what they needed that I went forward with 5 hours of in-person interviews over 2 days on October 8th and October 9th of last year, even though Israel had just been attacked on October 7th, and I was in the middle of handling an international crisis. I just believed that's what I owed the American people so they could know no charges would be brought and the matter closed. Over my career in public service, I have always worked to protect America's security. I take these issues seriously, and no one has ever questioned that. Oh, right. Good one, Joe. Good one. Whoever wrote that for Joe, good job. Beautiful, beautiful. Joe couldn't string that together if he was paid $1 million to do it by Ukraine. October 7th is Putin's birthday. Okay. I didn't know that. I forgot. Oh, man. I forgot to write him a card. Let's see here. We got leading report saying that Republicans are saying Biden is not fit for office. We're going to talk about what they said in this report, a few of the highlights here. But breaking report says this based on this report here, that Republicans are saying Biden is not fit for office. with some calling for something to be done after the special counsel's report on his mishandling of documents says his memory has significant limitations. They literally said that in the report. Representative Jim Jordan said, quote, Joe Biden is not fit for office. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, quote, if Joe Biden is not mentally fit to stand trial, then he certainly isn't mentally fit to be the president of the United States. Hence the 25th Amendment, folks. The 25th Amendment, get him out of there. Who are they going to put in there? Gavin Newsom, some people are saying. Big Mike, who knows? But this might be a catalyst for the 25th, and maybe that's what they want. I don't know. It's time to do something about it, Marjorie Taylor Greene said. Senator Josh Hawley said, quote, Biden doesn't remember his time as vice president, but somehow he's qualified to be president for another 4 years? And the House Judiciary Committee, quote, they didn't want to bring charges against Joe Biden for the classified documents case because he's too old and has a bad memory. They're admitting what we all see every day. Holy crap. Trump, quote, this has now proven to be a two-tiered system of justice and unconstitutional selective prosecution in his statement released today. Yeah, two-tiered justice system. And we got a statement here from Trump Jr. Let's listen to what he says. I guess I'll probably need a little bit of audio for y'all. Let's listen to Donald Trump Jr. He just put this out.
Just so we're clear, folks, according to special counsel, this wasn't a setup at all, but really objective special counsel Joe Biden's memory is significantly impaired. This was 8 years ago when he mishandled documents knowingly as a citizen, classified documents that would be seriously illegal for anyone other than Democrat elite, okay? Trump gets to go to jail for like 700 years for, quote, mishandling his own government's documents that he had the full authority to declassify. Joe Biden had none of that ability. But he's old and his memory is impaired. This is according to the special counsel. So that's okay. That's why he doesn't have to obey the laws. What I wonder is, how is it possible for Joe Biden to be old and have an impaired memory and continue to be the president of the United States? The leader of the free world, the man who's supposed to have his finger on the nuclear button, or who you call at 3 o'clock in the morning when really bad stuff happens. It seems that you could not have those two things coexist simultaneously. And yet, in the world of today's Democrats, that's exactly what you have. You have an old and cognitively impaired president, that's fine, but even 8 years ago, when he was probably less impaired, he was so impaired that he was not aware that he was actually breaking serious laws in handling and mishandling classified documents, leaving them around his Corvette and the garage that Hunter Biden had access to and the CCP-funded Penn Center where he had his offices, where he was paid a lot of money to do nothing and never show up. You know, just your average day in Democrat-controlled America, folks. Get used to it if we don't push back.
If we don't push back. Yeah, since when is being ignorant of the laws or too senile an excuse for crimes? It's not, except in the two-tier justice system that we see here. Absurd. Absolutely absurd. Onward. The Associated Press. Let's see what they say. Special counsel Biden willfully disclosed classified materials, but no criminal charges are warranted. Let's read their article and get a little summary of what's going on here. They write, Washington, President Joe Biden willfully retained and disclosed highly classified materials when he was a private citizen, including documents about military and foreign policy in Afghanistan and other sensitive national security matters, according to a Justice Department report that nonetheless says no criminal charges are warranted for him or anyone else. The report from special counsel Robert Hur, released Thursday, represents a harshly critical assessment of Biden's handling of sensitive government materials, but also details the reasons why he should not be charged with the crime. So this right here is admitting, yes, there is a crime, but he will not be charged. The findings will likely blunt his ability to forcefully condemn Donald Trump. Biden's likely opponent in November's presidential election over a criminal indictment charging the former president with illegally hoarding classified records at his Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida. Quote, our investigation uncovered evidence that President Biden willfully retained and disclosed classified materials after his vice presidency when he was a private citizen, Her wrote. I'm going to stop there. That's illegal, folks. The difference with Trump is Trump was president. Okay. Biden's documents comes from when he was a vice president and before that as a private citizen. And you cannot do that. You can't do that. So Trump was actually legally within the legal bounds of law. Biden is not, but he's senile, so he gets a free pass. Okay. That's basically the situation here. AP News goes on. Her's report says evidence suggests that many of the classified documents recovered by investigators at the Penn Biden Center in parts of Biden's Delaware home and in his Senate papers at the University of Delaware were retained by mistake. The report comes after a year-long investigation into the improper retention of classified documents by Biden from his time as a senator and as vice president that were found at his Delaware home, as well as a private office that he used in between his service in the Obama administration and becoming president. The investigation into Biden is separate from special counsel Jack Smith's inquiry into the handling of classified documents by Trump after Trump left the White House. Smith's team has charged Trump with illegally retaining top secret records at Mar-a-Lago home and then obstructing government efforts to get them back. Trump has said he did nothing wrong, which I believe Trump is correct about that. It says here, after Biden's lawyers uncovered classified documents at his former office, Biden's representatives promptly contacted the National Archives to arrange their return to the government. The National Archives notified the FBI, which opened an investigation. Biden made his homes available to agents to conduct thorough searches, and that is how the most sensitive documents came to the attention of the Justice Department. Her assessed that the evidence did not support that Biden willfully retained some of the classified documents that were recovered, including the ones at the Penn Biden Center that sparked the probe. Biden could not have been prosecuted as the sitting president. Her's report states that he would not recommend charges against Biden regardless. Quote, we would reach the same conclusion even if the Department of Justice policy did not foreclose criminal charges against the sitting president, the report said. We are pleased that this investigation has concluded that the special counsel found, quote, no criminal charges are warranted in this matter, unquote, even if the president were out of office and a private citizen. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Hi, Sue. How you doing? Onward here, it says, the White House lawyer Richard Sauber said Biden takes classified information seriously and strives to protect it. But making mistakes when packing documents at the end of an administration can be a common occurrence, as the report noted. You know what? Accidentally breaking the law is no excuse. Onward, it says, quote, we disagree with a number of inaccurate and inappropriate comments in the special counsel's report. Nonetheless, the most important decision the special counsel made, that no charges are warranted, is firmly based on the facts and evidence, Sauber said. Part of the report centers on Biden's handling of classified documents about Afghanistan specifically, the Obama administration's decision to send additional troops there, and he retained after he left office as vice president in his Delaware home. That's illegal. Biden preserved materials documenting his opposition to the troop surge, including a 2009 classified handwritten memo to then President Barack Obama. Quote, these materials were proof of the stand Mr. Biden took in what he regarded as among the most important decisions of his vice presidency, the report said. That doesn't matter, okay? I'm saying. It doesn't matter what it was or what it does. Anyway, this is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And the AP is doing a horrible job. I mean, just biased reporting. Here we go. We're going back to X here. Biden's lawyers wrote to her asking that he revise descriptions of the president's memory, notably given voter concerns about his mental capacity. Let's see what this says here. Your treatment of President Biden stands in marked contrast of the lack of pejorative comments about other individuals. It is also in contrast to your own description of the president's responses on other subjects as clear, forceful testimony that would be compelling to a jury. Not only do you treat the president differently from other witnesses when discussing his limited recall of certain years ago events, but you also do so on occasions in prejudicial and inflammatory terms. You refer to President Biden's memory on at least 9 occasions, a number that is itself gratuitous. But even among those 9 instances, your report varies. It is one thing to observe President Biden's memory as being significantly limited on certain subjects. It is quite another to use the more sweeping and highly prejudicial language employed later in the report. This language is not supported by the facts, nor is it appropriately used by a federal prosecutor in this context. We request that you revisit your descriptions of President Biden's memory and revise them so that they are stated in a manner that is within the bounds of your expertise. What? Really? So they didn't like that. They didn't like their analysis when it came to memory. Let's see what it says here on page 9 of this report. Here, let's see. In addition, Mr. Biden's memory was significantly limited both during his recorded interviews with the ghostwriter in 2017 and in his interview with our office in 2023. And his cooperation with our investigations, including by reporting to the government that the Afghanistan documents were in his Delaware garage, will likely convince some jurors that he made an incorrect mistake, rather than acting willfully, that is, with intent to break the law, as the statute requires. So that's what they're saying. The statute says if he willfully broke the law, he is so cognitively impaired, he couldn't have willfully broke the law, but he's still our president. That makes sense. Vince will be interviewing Biden doing pudding hour. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Memory is in this report 23 times. We have also considered, this is a quote from the report, page 10. We have also considered that at trial, Mr. Biden would likely present himself to a jury, as he did during our interview of him, as a sympathetic, well-meaning elderly man with a poor memory. Based on our direct interactions with and observations of him, he is someone for whom many jurors will want to identify reasonable doubt. No, this guy is crooked as they come. Oh my gosh. Mr. Biden's memory also appeared to have significant limitations, both at the time he spoke to Zwanitzer in 2017, blah, 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 onward, memory. And they say here, quote, on page 212, in his interview with our office, Mr. Biden's memory was worse. He did not remember when he was vice president, forgetting on the first day of the interview when his term ended. If it was 2013, when did I stop being vice president? And forgetting on the second day of the interview when his term began. Quote, in 2009, am I still vice president? He did not remember, even within several years, when his son Beau died. And his memory appeared hazy when describing the Afghanistan debate that was once so important to him. Among other things, he mistakenly said he had, quote, had a real difference, quote, unquote, of opinion with General Carl Eikenberry, when in fact Eikenberry was an ally whom Mr. Biden cited approvingly in his Thanksgiving memo to President Obama. Wow! Can you guys believe this stuff? Holy moly. Might be ice cream time. This is nuts. This is absolutely nuts. By the way, I have not forgotten about the Putin interview coming out soon, y'all. We're keeping our eyes peeled for that. When is that coming out? 6? So we've got about an hour before that comes out. I'll probably discuss that tonight. We'll see if I've got time to go live tonight. We'll talk about the Putin interview. That'll be a good time. So make sure you select your notifications and tune in if I go live, please. It'll be fun. Onward. Holy moly. Here's a quote from page 223. Third, as discussed to some extent above, Mr. Biden will likely present himself to the jury as he did during his interview with our office. Oh, I already read that. Sorry. My gosh. I can't believe this. This is insane. Let's get on with it. Look at this. Already the Babylon Bee coming out with hilarious parody articles that are too close to the truth here. I mean, they are spot on. It says here, man ruled too senile to stand trial, still fine to run country. Yeah. And they wrote their parody article on Joe Biden, of course. Let's see what else is being said here on X.com. Citizen Free Press, Justin. Let's see what CNN is saying about this. By the way, I pulled up CNN's coverage of this a second ago, their article, and they're like, the difference here, they have this whole section, the difference between Trump and Biden classified documents investigation. And their main point is that, well, Joe Biden cooperated and this and that. But the reality of the situation is Biden was within the law and Joe Biden wasn't. But he cooperated and he's senile. So there's a difference. No, there's not. This is just the fake news BS propaganda doing their work. Let's listen to CNN's coverage of this. Oops, sorry. Hold on a second. Let's listen to CNN's coverage of this. For real this time.
But I think there is also a potentially very damaging political headline that we really need to take a beat to talk about as well. And that is simply put that the president is an elderly man with a bad memory. If you look through the report, and I'm just still going through every page of this, but if you go through it, there is a detailed explanation here for why the special counsel's office decided not to bring criminal charges against the president. And at various junctures, the report mentions the president's memory and memory issues being a factor. For example, it says the president's memory was significantly limited both during his recorded interviews with the ghostwriter that Evan was talking about in 2017 and in his interview with our office in 2023. It also makes a reference at another point in the report, Mr. Biden's limited precision and recall during his interviews, again, with the ghostwriter and with the special counsel's office. It also talks about how President Biden could present himself to a jury as a, quote, sympathetic, well-meaning elderly man with a poor memory. Now, I don't have to tell you that these headlines sort of write themselves as far as sort of the opposition and critics and Republicans are concerned. This has been an area of targeting by Republicans and the president's critics for a while now. You know, even this week, we have been covering the fact that the president has had a number of misspeaks, a number of missteps when he was recalling events from the recent past, when he was talking about meeting with different world leaders, mixing up their names and who they were, who was alive at the time and not. So in this way, I think it is just an important sort of framing and ammunition that this report offers to the president's critics, including, of course, former President Donald Trump.
Yeah. Good job. Good job, fake news. We're proud of you. Oh my goodness. I can't believe this is reality. Wonderland. Absolute wonderland. Unbelievable. Onward. Let's see what else people are saying on the internet. Why don't we? It was said the 25th Amendment would bite his ass. It very well just might. This is from Pepe Clifton over on Twitter in response to Wesley Hunt, who said, let me get this straight. Biden is too cognitively impaired to be charged with a crime, but he's not too cognitively impaired to be the commander-in-chief. Good point there. DC Drano went to X after this was released to say, so the special counsel is admitting that Joe Biden broke the law and committed at least one felony, but he's too old and mentally feeble to be held accountable. And this is the guy currently in charge of the nuclear codes. Hello, 25th Amendment, 25th Amendment, 25th Amendment. Wow. Do you guys think this is a distraction from the interview that's coming out in about an hour with Putin and Tucker? Is this a distraction? I don't know, but it's curious timing. We also have here Citizen Free Press, and with posting a little clip from Fox News, Joe Biden couldn't remember when he was vice president, according to the special counsel report, and Fox is taking it and running with it. I mean, we're going to get some calls for the 25th Amendment here, and we already are. This is insane. Wow. So Breaking 911 said, holy hell, special counsel, quote, at some point after learning of special counsel Hur's appointment, Mr. Biden's ghostwriter, Mark Zwanitzer, deleted digital audio recordings of his conversations with Mr. Biden during the writing of the book, Promise Me Dad. The recordings had significant evidentiary value on, and then later on it says, but no criminal charges are warranted. That's destruction of evidence, bud. What the hell's going on? Hello. No justice anymore in this country, man. No justice. This is really a big problem. Really a big problem. Oh my goodness. Onward here. Let's see. Biden won't be charged. I mean, that's the story, folks. Here comes Newsom. Ooh, yeah, maybe that's what people are saying, huh? Maybe that's the move. I don't know, but I think that's all we're going to cover for right now. Until next time, I'll be live tonight probably to discuss a little bit about this Putin Tucker interview. So stay tuned for that. Turn on your notifications on Rumble and DLive and YouTube or wherever you like to watch, x.com as well. And I'll be posting and videos and whatnot, just normal stuff. Gosh, I'm a little laggy here, huh? So please subscribe on X or what the heck? Follow me on X and everywhere else. Joe Biden's just, what else we got? Wow. Oh, the U.S. House Speaker had a comment on this. Let's see. He says, quote, a man too incapable of being held accountable for mishandling classified information is certainly unfit for the Oval Office. Uh-oh, Speaker Johnson, he's coming out. We're going to see a 25th coming. Oh, my gosh. All right. Yeah, let's finish this with what Sue French is saying here. Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon. All right. What a ridiculous story. I'm not surprised. Two-tiered justice system. Upside down wonderland. I think we see a 25th Amendment incoming. Whew. So buckle up. It's only February 8th. We still have a whole year ahead of us. Holy moly. All right, everybody. Well, please share this video so others can tune in and watch. Please leave a comment about what you think is going on, what you think the implications of this will be. And I'll keep my eye on that and get back to y'all. I appreciate all of you. So have a great day. Take care. God bless and Godspeed.
We do a little trolling. It's called We Do a Little Trolling.
'24 may be the year of a black swan event.
The 9 most terrifying words in the English language are, I'm from the government and I'm here to help.